What's going on, y'all? Let me see. Hey, what's going on, y'all? It's your girl Boost Boswell with the bottom line. I wanted to jump on because I wanted to start the conversation regarding men's mental health. I've been seeing online a lot lately a lot of deteriorating relationships and the manner in which males are handling it or getting attacked, and then just ultimately want to open up the discussion on how we can help men's mental health. One of the things I think people forget to understand is these. Let's go with the younger males, millennials and Zoomers. They have mothers, and their mothers care. I'm a mother of a millennial, and what I'm seeing a lot of times here in recent stories is a lot of these young ladies that are toxic and that have no accountability for their bad behaviors. And they fail to realize not all these young men come without a mother or a father that care and that aren't deranged or toxic themselves. I look at some of these mothers with some of these influencers that are well known, and they just toxic, very toxic individuals. But not everybody is that way. And as a mother of a millennial young man, it is very concerning to me to see the mentality of a lot of these young women that want to be taken care of. And in today's times, it is my belief, if you ain't just filthy rich, it takes two. Damn, somebody wanting to sit on their tail and getting taken care of, and my son work like a dog. No, that ain't what I taught him, and that ain't what I'm going to teach him. The teaching is over. Support and coach him, give my opinion and input when asked. Men need to really have a safe space and understand that it's okay to struggle and to not always have all the answers or the strength to rectify and overcome a situation. For too many years, for too many generations, that lack of knowledge and understanding to support men properly has been passed down. And we're seeing the effects of that when a lot of these young men are lashing out and unaliving their mates because they don't have any coping skills. All that comes from the mentality and the unhealthy environments that they were brought up in and what they have been taught or they tell themselves. And these bad situations happen because you have a lot of men that are not well. And it's time that we step in as a culture and as a society to make it okay for men to express themselves and to not be attacked when they need help. Because when a man is not well and he's leading his family, everybody feels the effects of that. It just doesn't affect him. It affects the wife. And if they have children, it affects the children. And then it's a domino effect where you have a toxic, unhealthy environment and people are carrying those open wounds from one relationship to the next. And it just doesn't get any better. I also believe, just from past experience, is women can enable men as well. A lot of times we hold ourselves more responsible than we hold a man. And that's doing him a disservice. I went through it, so I'm speaking from a place of experience. The only reason to date why I'm able to have a healthy relationship with my most recent ex which was a couple years ago. My relationship ended more than a couple of years ago, about four, I believe, 3 or 4. Is I was very upfront and honest and holding him accountable. Ain't no game plan, ain't no excuses. Addressing all the gaslighting and love bombing that took place, and you either gonna do some work on yourself and get yourself better, or you cannot be a part of any of my space in my life. And to see him do work, and also to have gotten over that relationship. I think a lot of times we want to say we're healing, but we're still involved with people. When true healing takes place, you can't be involved with other people. You have to shut it down and heal and address whatever your open wounds are, and not interact with that person. See, when you keep interacting, that's just like you keep constantly tearing the wound open, and that's not healing. You're not getting anywhere. You have to be able to address yourself, to be able to address the wounds and the damage that was done to you. And the person that helped cause it ain't can't help you heal or fix it. That's a fact. So during my healing journey, that's something that I don't allow. I shut it down and I shut it all off. It's not an easy technique. It's not an easy process to go through, but it's a healthy one and it's a necessary one. And it helps you to start to heal, you know, more authentically than if you keep allowing someone to mess with you emotionally. And as far to get back on the subject, as far as helping a man heal, I know my ex, I held him accountable. And all those lies he told, I called him out. And his responses are what matter, because if you can continuously lie or not identify and accept your bad behavior, then I know there's no healing that's occurring there, and I ain't going to play with it or you, and I'm through. So you have to be able to hold people accountable, you know, and make it a safe space when you are supporting a man in his healing journey. It wasn't like I was being attacked, a person that was being of an attacking nature, but the accountability had to be in place, and there had to be some ownership and some rectifying of what behaviors and intentions you had going forward for your life and how you deal with others. And I would just believe that men will never get to the point to where they need to be to heal properly if we don't create that safe space. A prime example of that is Miss Brianna. You know, she's still on the internet, and her and the truth are still trending, and unfortunately her behavior is extremely toxic. She wants to talk about healing and a person of God, but everything that she says and does displays a woman that is very vicious and dangerous. When you have a child with someone, there is a level of responsibility that you owe to your offspring when that relationship has ended, to protect what that child will be exposed to in the future. Now just think, all the things that Miss LaTruth, Brianna, has done here recently, her child, when she grows older, will see all of that. And there's no way to take that back or cover it up, because once it's on the internet, it is there and there's nothing you can do about it. And to be very aggressive and just negative with how she depicts him and wants to portray him to society is a very, very dangerous thing. And it comes from an evil place that was always there. Evil just don't come out. Evil existed before this happened. And when something bad happens, then people show their true colors. And this is what's happening with the Brianna young lady. And there isn't a safe space for the truth to express himself. He's so focused on being on the defense and combating all her alleged allegations against him that that man don't have no time or no opportunity to start his healing process from what getting his stomach removed, overcoming cancer, relationship, his marriage with her ending, being separated from his kid. Then the other mother, she been bitter. Now they done teamed up and they attacking him. It's a bad situation. And what I'm seeing as black women is we come together, a lot of groups, and we feed and fester into the negativity. But at the end of the day, it's not a good look for them nor us. So, like the old saying goes, it's better to say nothing. If you don't have anything good to say, it's better to say nothing at all. And that's where I'm starting to feel when it comes to our African American community. It's too much negativity. You got Krishan Rock going back and forth with her sister. Everybody wants clout. Everybody wants fame and notoriety. And they're trying to get it at any cost. There's no boundaries. There's no loyalty. It's whatever I got to do for me. And then you have these other groups that are speaking out, saying that black women shouldn't date black men. And then you have the notorious passport bros that hate black women. All these hate groups, and where is the support for the average African American male that just want to live a decent life with a woman and be in a healthy environment? You look around and it just doesn't exist, and it's troubling. It's becoming more and more of our reality. And those of us that know how to balance social media, have experience engaging and managing people, you have to start speaking up and speaking out and start sifting through and navigating so much of this toxicity, because there's not enough support for a man to heal. And I'm not talking about the LGBT community, because that's a whole nother story. I'm talking about a heterosexual man. The LGBTQ community, that is a whole different subject and a whole nother healing that needs to happen. And it's not getting better. It's getting worse. And we have to start rallying around the average man to let him know that he is loved, he is supported, and it's okay to not be okay, and that we support him in doing something about his healing process. And as a mother of a male, it is very important to me that these group of men have the support and the resources they need to start their healing. I know I have always encouraged my son to seek therapy if he needed, because I'm not embarrassed of therapy. I think therapy is therapeutic and it's effective. If you go in looking for some support, and help, you're going to get it. When I was in therapy, I know I got it. And there was quite a few men that was in my therapy group. I was in group therapy, and there were men there. And what it opened my eyes up to was there are a lot of men that are hurting, that need help, that struggle with their emotions and looking for ways to resolve and get beyond their emotional baggage. So I know you have some men that speak out, African Americans specifically, speak out about therapy, but not enough of them. They still have the mentality and are very guarded about getting help if necessary. And I think if you have men in your life and you know that they have struggles and challenges, take the time, create the safe space to encourage them to seek therapy so that they can get well and they can get help because they deserve it. And so does their families. If they have children, their children are suffering. You can only pretend for so long, then that sickness is going to seep out somewhere, somehow. If not directly to your kids and your family, it's going to be a domino effect for you. And it's just a unfortunate situation to be in. And anywhere that can be alleviated, that's what a healthy life and a soft life is all about. And that's what we want to happen, not just for women, but for men, because you cannot have just one healthy person. Women can get so caught up in me, that they don't give a man the space to work through and resolve their struggles. I know I've had family members in my life that struggled emotionally, and and I don't believe they ever did get the help they needed, because if they did, things would not have ended in their life as it did. And that's just unfortunate. Before any of us leave this life, I believe that we all deserve to experience some kind of peace and what a healthy, happy home feels like. And more times than not, people out here lying with the best life and have no idea what a happy home is about, because they've never seen it, so nor can they emulate it. And they might have this ideal in their mind, but it's a pretend. You have to authentically work towards that type of environment. And people are so consumed with getting instant gratification that they haven't done the work to reach that level of a happy, healthy life. And it's killing families and cultures. And it's time that we step in and change the trajectory of what the family looks like. And one of the most important things that we can do is to support males that are head of households, and ensuring that they not only support the mental and physical health of the family, but they are also supported in their mental and physical health. And conversations have started, but it's just not enough work that's being done to support that transition. And we will continue to see these younger generations coming up with such toxic and unhealthy relationships and mentalities and behaviors. And it just is a sad thing to witness, because I personally know not enough is being done about it. And it's only going to get worse. And as more and more time goes by, the gap between understanding these younger generations that are coming up and really integrating more and more into our society and corporate America, and as leaders of households, it's only going to get worse, because they need direction and support now. And there's really not enough there. I know I talk to my daughter a lot and try to get her to think about coming on here to kind of explain the mentality of the Zoomers, that's Gen Z, and their struggles and mentality about how they see the older generations, because there's truly a gap there. And the way that they think and beliefs are a far cry from their parents and grandparents. And how do you bring that those generations together and close that gap? especially when I think about these young men. They they don't have the tools that they need to be head of households, in my opinion. And what are we doing about it as a society, as a culture, as a nation, as a world? Because if if you believe it don't happen to you, you're mistaken. It happens. If it happens to one, it happens to all of us. And it's just not getting better. So I encourage any and all that have males in their life that might have had some struggles with mental health, or are going through the stages of trying to find themselves and establish themselves within society, to support them and to have regular safe conversations about mental health and about resources that's out there. I think we should start normalizing having the conversations and encouragement to seek therapy when life is good. It's a practice, just like you go to the gym, you go have a self-care day, get your nails and your hair done. Getting that mental checkup and exercise done with sorting out your thoughts and just being able to express yourself in an authentic space with somebody that is objective is another form of self-care and a practice that we need to encourage in order to create the most healthiest, authentic people that's coming up in these younger generations. So that's a challenge I put out there to each and every one of us and encourage it. Um, but it'll be interesting to see the end result of what happens with LaTruth and Brianna and these other young people. I mean, you got the little rappers, and I only know these people because of being out here on these platforms. But I learned a lot. You know, it helps keep me aware of what's out there and what's coming up, and that people are paying attention to, and that is trending. And a lot of it is toxic and it's not healthy. And where are the people that know better speaking up? That's why I'm here. I'm speaking up, and there needs to be more of us, because what I'm seeing is disturbing. And for the future of our families, our children and their children, they deserve a better opportunity. They deserve a better chance than what I'm saying and promoting desensitized human beings that are misogynistic and gaslighters. And I'm talking about women too. A lot of women is this way, just ain't men. I'm talking about everybody. I see just as many women or more than men, and that's a dangerous thing. But subject on women and our mentality is for another conversation. But a soft life is the best life, and I encourage any and everybody to understand what it is and implement it. It took me many years to get to a safe, peaceful, healthy place, and I want so many more of y'all to join me. Till the next time, we'll talk again. God's blessings.